My name is MF Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire. Ooh, Ascension 17, alright. Elite spawn more often, normal enemies are deadlier, elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, heal less after boss battles, Stardytron damage, normal enemies are tougher, elites are tougher, bosses are tougher, Stardytron cursed, fewer potion slots, upgraded cards, speared less often, poor bosses, normal enemies, nope, that's not yet, poor bosses, lower max HP, unfavorable events, shops are more costly, and normal enemies have more challenging movesets and abilities. Do I hit an upgrade early or a random common relic? Ugh, that random common relic could mean nothing to me, or it could mean everything. Let's have a look at what our paths are. Because the upgrade's more important if I intend to go for 3 or 4 elites. Since the elites don't have more challenging movesets or abilities yet, I'm still in the mode of, okay, kill as many elites as I possibly can this floor. Blood Bowl, start each combat, or rather at the start of each combat, heal 2 HP. Neat. Pretty big fan of that. So we're getting 8 HP per combat, 2 at the start and 6 at the end. If only we get Magic Flower, ooh, that'd be lovely. So the more challenging movesets and abilities on our normal enemies means that they straight up just have completely different attacks. Sometimes. Not always. But a lot of their attacks are more impactful. Like here, the enemy got 5 strength each time they buffed themselves rather than 3 or 4. Take a twin strike for damage here. And here, each of these enemies have a much higher amount of curl up. It's pretty challenging. It can be extraordinarily brutal. Not too much of a way for me to avoid that much damage there. Best way for me to avoid damage there was to use the fear potion, but I want to save that for an elite. Take a spot weakness, hell yes. Probably card remove. Ooh, I mean, inflame though. Oh, but there's also an anger on offer. Okay, so 124 means 75 plus 50, so we're just off being able to pick up Anger and Inflame. Carnage early is actually like really damn impactful as well. So card removal gives me a slightly better chance to be drawing my spot weakness as soon as I want it. Okay, card removal is probably the least important available here. Inflame, pretty good. Increases the effectiveness of all of the other attacks in my deck. Because I have spot weakness, maybe it's not necessarily as important. Ghostly armor, I do want block. I don't know if that's the way that I want to generate it though. Anger is really good in a deck that has some strength. Carnage would help me a lot for like 2 floors time. Yeah, I'm taking it. Golden Idol, lose the max HP, neat. So I want to go on the left hand. Now that I've gotten that Carnage, I'm going to want to go on the left hand and then hit these 2 late upgrades. Probably on Bash and Carnage. Yeah, there's 2 more elites before I get my next shop, so the regret stays in my deck for way too long. I can't take that. Okay, Carnage next turn. I'm almost certainly going to use the Fear Potion next turn. Yeah, it saves me 27 damage here. Because I deal exactly 27 to them. Pantograph at the start of boss combat, heal for 25 HP, as well as Drop Kick, Body Slam, Sword Boomerang. Sword Boomerang is a good damage delivery mechanism with strength, and we already have a double hit in Twin Strikes, so we're incentivized to do something along those lines, maybe work with that strength. I'd have loved to use spot weakness there, but obviously it wasn't available as an option. Neat. So Pantograph is actually really good if we intend to go to the heart. Take a shrug it off for defense, thank you. But it's really good if we intend to go for the heart, which I think we might. Just because it heals you between the Spire Spear fight and the heart fight. It's more important to defend. I can Sword Boomerang later. like now. So that frontliner dies to a single Carnage. Should we draw that this turn? Now the backliner dies to a Carnage and another attack. Never mind. Alright, we're all good. Right? Yeah, we're all good. Art of War, if you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy next turn. Not super commonly we'll use that. I probably don't want a second Sword Boomerang until I have more strength in the deck. And there's nothing I want to exhume at the moment. Ancient T-Set, whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. At the very least, that'll be applicable for our next elite fight. We've actually taken out 2 elites already. I'm actually really, really surprised by that. Our first elite went down without a hitch. Well, there's Whirlwind, there's Flex. I don't know if I go for Flex in this deck, though. I probably want Whirlwind. I can't afford Offering if I take the Whirlwind, so it's probably Whirlwind Twin Strike. I now need to, like, very much just focus on my defense. Whirlwind needs an upgrade, though. Okay. Unfortunately, if I don't play Carnage this turn, I lose it from the deck. It's ethereal, so if I didn't play it that turn, it just would have disappeared. That's 7 twice, 14, 12. Right. This gives me the benefit of an extra energy next turn. Good thing I had it. Strawberry, as well as... Do I take a Heavy Blade? I literally only have 1 strength source in the deck right now, and I have a bunch of other ways to deliver strength in terms of damage. I don't take Heavy Blade. See, these other ones are kind of... Like, Twin Strike is playable by itself. Sword Boomerang can be playable by itself, especially when upgraded. 12 damage overall. Against a single target, that's a little bit playable. But Heavy Blade, 14 for 2, and then upgrade... 14 for 2, but it gets better when it scales. That's just... It's not good. We need more vulnerability in the deck right now. It's a significant increase in our damage. Bag of Marbles at the start of each combat. Apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. Neat. That'll be some vulnerability for the deck. Now, I really want to upgrade the Shrug It Off, but I understand that next floor, that Carnage being upgraded is going to be incredibly important for us, especially if we draw in an opening hand. Really? This is like one of the only 2 turns that the enemy doesn't attack, and we get spot weakness as well as... That was an awful opening hand. That was just so tragically bad. Deal 9 damage this turn, or save extra energy for next turn. This turn. Yeah, that was god-awful. Gonna get spot weakness on the wrong turn? No, I actually got it on the right turn. Neat. Yeah, 18 versus 16. So we'll burn out Carnage now. Shrug might draw Bash, but it might draw Whirlwind. Whirlwind's a good draw because I don't want to play it next hand. Bash is a bad draw because I want to play it now and I don't have the energy for it. Okay, got the Whirlwind. Neat. Well, we die when the enemy gets to the 4th turn here, so I'm gonna have to just launch in some damage here. Yeah. Deck just didn't have enough defense. It's not like it had an abundance of opportunities to pick up defense either. That's really unfortunate. And if we didn't pick up the offense earlier, so that is to say, if we didn't pick up Carnage over Ghostly Armor, we wouldn't have gotten through the elites. So, it happens. Really bad opening draw also set the stage for that to happen. Ooh, Ice Cream energy is now conserved between turns. Neat. How do I want to best exploit that? I'm not going to play an extra attack this turn. I'm going to wait until I have Bash. Because when I have Bash, the attacks are far more impactful. Hey. Take a pummel? Alright. What an awful way to open a fight. Just have to take 12 damage. Clothesline's really important in the early game. Thankfully, we have a rest before our first elite. Save some energy this turn, and makes a hell of a lot more things playable the turn after. You know what? Fine. I'll try it. I'll try anything once. $14 damage on the first turn. No way to defend myself. Oh, thank you. And then 13 blocks by 5, so 8 damage on the second turn. No way to defend myself there. Uh-huh. Ascension 20 is rough, especially because I'm a little bit rusty on Ascension 20 since I've been playing all of these lower Ascensions. Do I take an Iron Wave literally just to try and keep myself alive? I think I do. If I don't start upgrading this Searing Blow, this deck has no damage. Well, at least with Ice Cream here, I can save up a bunch of energy in these first 2 turns. Sweet. So now I just have 6 banked energy to use at any time here. Oh, 1 HP left. Lovely. Well, we'll get the kill here. Art of War. Barricade. No, has to be True Grit. And then here, if I don't rest, I'm dead. So I really wanted to go for another upgrade on the Searing Blow, but obviously not an option for us. Letter Opener, every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Happens to be the good play this turn, deals 15 damage. Frontliner now dies to Searing Blow. Mm-hmm. I mean, as soon as I said that, of course it was going to be the bottom card in the deck. Come on, 3 skills. Nope. If I don't play the defend this turn, we probably die next turn. Yep, turns out I was right. We would have died this turn. Yeah, we're just out. All right, I'm going to start dodging elites. I could have used the Gambler's Brew in order to dig for a defend to keep myself alive for that turn, but literally there was no way I was winning that fight. We were done. Damn, 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 damn. Alright. Combat Scenario 3. 1 HP. That could get me 1 elite. Free. And it could be the Emerald Elite. Okay, we'll go for that. That would also be a path where I only end up taking on 1 elite. Definitely hit the early upgrade on that Bash. Thank you very much for having that event. Transform Strike. Finding Inflame. Oh! That's like adding an Inflame and removing a card from the deck at the same time. Amazing. I mean, it is exactly that. We'll take a copy of Anger here over the Perfected Strike because I already moved a strike. Damn it. Now we don't get to perfect. We don't get to instantly destroy an elite. I need to rush to get one of these targets down. Come on. One down. Sweet. So now I don't have a 10 damage turn and then a 20 damage turn. It's just 10 and 10. It's a lot easier for us to deal with there. Both Angers had to be on the bottom of the deck. I actually do want the Angers side to dilute the deck at this point, because they're diluting it from all of these dazed. These defends a lot. On the right turns as well here. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Should have played the bash instead of a strike there. Would have just done a little bit more damage. Okay. We're not using bash first here because the enemies have artifacts, so it didn't matter. Unceasing Top. If you have no cards in hand during your turn, draw a card. Take a double tap here so that I can generate as many Angers as possible, as early as possible. And I'll take 4 damage in this space. I'm going to dodge this elite now. Wing Boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. So I could go to a shop and then just... Yeah, we're doing that. Okay. So we want to remove cards with expense from our decks. So as much as I want to remove that bash right now, I really can't afford to yet. So we'll just remove a strike. And I'll take a True Grit rather than a Shrug It Off there, because draw is fine. We've already got draw kind of sorted already. Sweet. As soon as this deck is all Angers, we can just Unceasing Top off. Now, the big problem this deck will actually have is living until everything is Anger. Wow, Corruption actually allows me to burn out all of those cards in my deck. Didn't know this was going to be a shop, otherwise I wouldn't have come here. These enemies could kill me, but their relic could also save me a lot later on. Okay, so we can murder the backliner here. Can't double tap that strike though. Unfortunately, in our first shuffle, Ascender's Bane is always going to be a dead point. But in our second shuffle, it'll already be gone. Take another True Grit. This deck still does need defense. I'm actually going to go to the question mark here, I think. Yeah. Neat. Golden Idol. Alright, now let's smith the... Actually, I don't really want to smith any of those. I'll just want to rest. This enemy is going to put some cards in my deck that I don't necessarily want in there. Some statuses. So they're going to slow down our cycle as well. Hello, Slime Crush. Good thing I rested. Okay. That's actually a pretty ideal hand right here. That. True Grit, burn out that. Another anger. One more anger for the kill. Neat. This deck isn't going to work long term, by the way. There's just too much deck trashing in the game for this to actually function. But in the meantime, be good fun. Take the Cursed Key here. I'm going to need the ability to remove cards from my deck at shops, which means I need gold, which means I need to not take Ectoplasm. And I also will need to rest with this deck a lot. So there's a path that has 1 early elite and 3 rest, but there's actually a path that has no elites, an early shop, and other things I find intriguing. God, why couldn't I get this set up in a lower Ascension? Because that would be such a great place to experience this. No! Anger? Damn it. Needed 1 more attack. So these enemies now take 4 hits to put on the ground as well, by the way. Just in case you're wondering why that didn't work. I'm already fully defended against the frontliner, so I may as well double tap my anger on a different target. I'll also drink the blood potion here. Okay. Come on, ground him. Ground them all. Anger. Another anger. Sweet. All of those have costs. Can't be taking anything with costs. 1 of 20 cards add to the deck? No. I mean, unless it's anger, I don't want it. Or True Grit. Yeah, heal to 14 HP. Flex is actually pretty good here. But Flex also gets burnt out by the first time we play it with Corruption. So it's not important. As much as I want to remove Bash, I recognize right now how much it contributes to my damage output. So I want to do it, but I really can't afford to do it. So the enemy now hexes on the first turn rather than on the second. Which is also awful for me, because if I play any skills, that stops my cycling now. Which means I kind of just need to play this like a normal combat. Good thing I healed up before coming in here. Alright. Nope. Nope to all of those. It's a pretty good... Oh my god, that's a really good opening hand right there. And the Ascender's Bane is burnt out. Neat. Come on, mostly angers. Nope, strike immediately. Neat. We should be able to cycle probably until death here now. Neat. None of those, thank you. Upgrading Corruption so that I can play it on 2 is actually significant as well. Special Relic? Yeah. I mean, I could get lose 3 HP in order to gain 2 strength and then upgrade that so that it's 3 strength each time, but playing that twice a combat kills me. And also, it gets exhausted by Corruption, so if I play it after Corruption, it's already gone. So I'm feeling like we transform this in order to have a more aggressive start. Sorry, transform. We pick up mutagenic strength, start each combat with 3 strength. Hell of a lot of damage we get to take here. Lovely. I was worried we wouldn't get to take this much damage. I shouldn't have been so concerned. I need to get more of these basic cards out of the deck. This would have worked really well in a lower ascension is the problem. But I still feel like I've been offered this, I should lean into it. Because this doesn't come across every day, or come around every day rather. Why'd I open that? Gremlin Horn is good, but it's not as good as not having a curse in the deck. That was a really, really, really dumb play on my part. Okay, we got the victory, so that means that that shop can remove the curse from my deck. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have the curse in my deck for a little longer. This fight could easily kill me. Just the fact that they trashed my deck in the backline there. Bunch of dazed. Oh, did that just draw a non-daze? How did I forget that I have Unceasing Top in this build? Yeah, we're dead. Alright. I need to know if I could have survived this fight. I need to know. Because I don't think I could have. As soon as I entered this combat, I was pretty resigned to the fact that I was dead. So the next hand has 2 angers, which I use on the bird after playing all of the rest of those. Yeah, bird doesn't die this turn. I got Inflame. Inflame goes back into my discard pile. Generate a whole new hand here. We get to survive one more turn. Still think there's no way we kill this enemy in time, though. Yeah. There was no way of winning that fight. I had to sate my curiosity on that because I was like, wait a second. The 2 angers that I drew, were those going to be enough to kill the bird? They weren't. But playing the Inflame and the Dex potion resulted in me actually being able to kill the bird the turn after, and then just dying immediately thereafter. That was never getting off the ground, unfortunately. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been... Why do the cool builds happen then? Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.